What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Masson, live from Fayettenam. Another live from Fayettenam Friday. Last week, did not go live on Friday or Saturday. Uh, literally had a issue with the air conditioning unit. Went out. I think it was late Friday. Couldn't get nobody to come fix it till like Monday, or actually look at it Monday and not come fix it till Wednesday. So I ain't gonna lie, it was a tough one, but we made it through and whatnot. Still here, even though it felt like hell on earth. Mob Deep. Just so y'all know, I go live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I will be doing live music reviews tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put that comment in right there. Get people submitting, even though I do got a bunch of submissions. Plus, we got the new feature on the overlay down here where the comments actually overlay on the side here. It's actually in beta mode and whatnot, but I actually like that way I don't gotta manually add the comments myself. And I did decide to go a little bit early. I don't got an interview this week, but I do got an interview. We got an interview on June 5th with Livio Harris, my guy from a Dizzle brand, who also found and produced a Dana Howard back in the days. And we rescheduled for Swayzak of the Goats. And I'm working on some more interviews as well. Um, give people a little bit of time to come in and tune in and whatnot. Also, go follow the Paul Pickett Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok, and all the social media platforms as well. That's Paul Pickett Podcast. If you like combat sports interviews or bare knuckle fight interviews, definitely go check it out. And about to start ramping back up with my reacts. I'm about to start doing reacts Psycho Mondays, at least 2, 3, 4 reacts throughout the week. And I'm gonna start to try to also get my whatchamacallit going, my Monday movie reviews. My Monday movie reviews, the Triple P Monday movie reviews. Let me see. Can I invite people to this? Oh, I can't invite people to this. It's already too late. All right, so let's see some of the topics. We had Skilla Baby got shot like several times in a drive-by in Detroit. They say he is going to make a full recovery, but not a good look. This is the part of hip hop and rap culture that really um, gives it a bad look. It really gives it a bad look. It really makes it really some shameful shit that literally you can't even make a certain genre of music without an element like this possibly, you know, knocking on your front door. Death damn near came a knocking, and that's the thing. Rappers talk a lot of shit on the microphone. They talk a lot of shit off the microphone on social media. They got past beefs from before they came famous and whatnot that can always catch up with you and follow you to the end of times. So, but I do wish him a recovery, you know what I'm saying? Good recovery. But this is the element in rap culture and hip hop that's just it really gives it a bad name, It really looks bad cuz I mean, you don't see no other genre where like rock and roll guys aren't getting shot all the time, and pop artists aren't getting shot all the time, and R&B artists aren't getting shot all the time, and you know all these other genres of music. So it's just something that's always been a part of hip hop for a while now, and it's gotten even worse. I mean, Scott LaRock was like the first person in hip hop that was murdered, and since then there's just been rapper after rapper after rapper that's murdered. And if it wasn't murder, you had a lot of rappers that have died over overdoses as well, to overdoses and murders. And overdoses tends to be the thing that kills, like, rock and roll guys and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't drive-by shootings, that's for sure. And I think drive-by shootings is like, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, man. Drive-by shootings are for cowards. They're for cowards. I mean, if you're gonna shoot somebody, be man enough to walk up to them and shoot them. That's just my opinion. Drive-by shootings are for cowards. Papoose and Remy. Papoose and Remy. Wow. It's crazy, yo. Papoose and Remy, man. My timeline has just been filling up with clips today. I guess they both went live, basically calling each other out and stuff like that. I saw some of the stuff that Remy said. I saw some of the stuff that Papoose said. Papoose said he wrote 90% of her rhymes. I mean, that's not like the hardest thing to believe. That's not like totally unbelievable. We know that Safari wrote a lot of Nicki's rhymes. We know Biggie wrote a lot of Lil Kim's rhymes. Jay-Z probably wrote some female rapper rhymes. He probably wrote a Mills rhymes or something like that. No telling. It's very common that a lot of female rappers have had somebody write their rhymes for them. That's very common, and I don't think they get judged the same way as the male rappers do as far as writing your own rhymes. I think because people do understand that a lot of female rappers have had their rhymes wrote by other artists. But so yeah, Papoose said that. He also came out and said something about, he played an audio where this guy was basically saying that he had pictures and video apparently of Remy, as if he was gonna blackmail her. Remy went in on Papoose, calling him broke, said he only made money because he managed her. Which is really, really weird, because how was he, taking care of, if I'm not mistaken, they had kids when she went to prison, or maybe they had kids after she went to prison, but you know, while she was in prison, he was holding her down and whatnot. But all of a sudden he's broke now. I mean, I'm pretty sure Papoose gets people that pay him for features. I'm pretty sure Papoose gets like paid shows here and there. Um, he might get some streaming royalties, might get some publishing royalties. If he wrote 90% of Remy's music, who's to say he hasn't wrote music for other artists as well? There's plenty artists that are writing music for other artists. There's plenty. I mean, we know. I mean, it's rumored that Rain. It's not even really a rumor. Rain from Fayetteville, North Carolina, is supposed to be wrote for Dr. Dre and whatnot. Um, we know Jay-Z wrote for Dr. Dre. Snoop wrote for Dr. Dre. So it's not common. I mean, it's not uncommon that people write music for other people. That's very common. Ice Cube wrote all the early NWA stuff, you know. So yeah, this is getting ugly though. It's getting ugly. And I do know this much. Remy don't want no parts of Clarissa Shields. I don't know if she wants to walk the aisle on that one and try to test Clarissa Shields. I don't think that'll end well for her. Um I think if it gets physical, it's not gonna look good for Remy. It's not gonna end well. I think she's kind of made herself look a little bit worse in this situation when she talks about, oh, Papoose is emotional, and you could tell that she's a little bit more upset and a little bit more emotional with her rants and her lives. Papoose is just kind of like, yeah, I wrote 90% of her stuff, this, that, and the third. But yeah, I remember when people act like this, it was like the prime example of what love is supposed to look like. A perfect relationship. He holds her down while she's in prison. and she gets out and they hold hands off into the sunset. But apparently that's not the way it went. That's not the way it went. And based on that audio that I heard Papoose play, it did sound like she was in a position where she could be blackmailed. Cause that's the thing. Everybody's making sex tapes. Everybody's taking pictures on their phones or letting people take pictures of them on their phones. And when you're a celebrity, and you got certain endorsements, you definitely don't want that out there in the hemisphere. You don't want people throwing that out online, unless you're somebody like Sexy Red who really doesn't care because her brand is built off of degenerate music and just degenerate thoughts in general. But this Papoose and Remy thing, it's getting ugly. And like somebody said, like, how bad does it have to be where you literally just you don't even pack up and go. You just leave all your clothes behind. You just walk out the door and never come back. It's got to be really bad when you just say fuck it. You left all your clothes. You just took whatever you was wearing, whatever's in your bank account, whatever's in your wallet, and said, "I'm out. Peace." It's got to be hell on earth. It's got to be like a living hell when you just say, "Hey, fuck it. I'm just leaving all my shit behind. I'm out. Peace. I ain't coming back." So I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna gain out of this, just exposing each other over and over again. I think Papoose has been a little bit more, you know, less emotional about it, and she's definitely more emotional about it. But I don't know. I see a lot of the comments, man. She ain't looking too good. Let's get into this next one. David Banner says streaming destroyed hip hop. Let's see who just commented. Uh, uh, Nate the Savage Smith, appreciate you tuning in. I can't even speak right now. David Banner says streaming destroyed hip hop. So there's a clip going on where David Banner was on the Drink Champs, and he was saying that because of streaming, it pretty much gave away hip hop, is destroyed hip hop. He brought up the situation that was going on with the actors going on strike, because a lot of people always talk about this. We need unions in the music business. We need unions in hip hop and whatnot. But you really need unions in the music business. But Chuck D was on the Breakfast Club, and they were talking about players unions and like who really started those. Did the player unions, were they started by the players just kind of really demanding more things? And that wasn't really the case. They say the player unions was really started by the ownership so they could control certain things and certain narratives. I think at the time Chuck D said a lot of the players were wearing like dookie chain ropes, and because this was like the 80s, and will wear earrings, and I think the NBA didn't kind of like that and whatnot. So they're saying that's kind of what really started the player unions, is the owners trying to really control, certain aspects of things they wanted to not have or have in the sport. You know what I'm saying? So I guess with the unions, I mean, I don't know who really started these actor unions. I don't know if they were started by the actors, but the music business has been going on for a while now. I'm 46, and there hasn't been no effort to start any unions in the music business. It really hasn't. It really hasn't. And the music business is a lot different than the movie business. It's a lot different. It's a lot different. There's a lot more opportunity for people on every single movie. You know what I'm saying? And when you make movies, you're always going to need actors and lighting people and things of that nature, especially when you're talking about these big budget movies. So unions are really there probably to just make sure there's a lot of equal opportunity. That you're not just hiring a whole white staff or just a whole black staff or a whole Hispanic staff or whatever it may be. That's what I would think. Like the unions are there more for just equal opportunity and fairness, because movies are always going to be giving out a lot of opportunities. So many big movies going on and being filmed at one time, and independent films. But music's a little different. Like nobody has to give you opportunity in the music business. Nobody has to give you opportunity in the music business. So the only thing really a union, like what would a union really um I guess the part they say a union would play in the music business would be like, I guess 401ks and stuff like that. But I would think as an artist, you could already try to negotiate some things like that. If you have leverage, you should be able to try to negotiate some kind of 401k plan. But at the same time, how you really going to if your artist has only got a one album deal or a two album deal, how you really going to get a 401k plan and retirement off of a one album, two album deal? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You're not necessarily going to be signed to a label forever. You're not necessarily going to be employed with a label forever. Labels don't have to sign really anybody. At this point now, they can just create AI music and pump that out and generate streaming dollars off of that and whatever else it may be. You know, that's the thing. You can monetize all the social media accounts, so they could create AI artists and have social media accounts for all these AI artists. They could monetize all those. They could get streaming royalties. They could get publishing royalties. They could get all types of royalties. Probably. I don't know how the AI works with publishing and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna figure it out. But I don't know. It's just having a union in the music business is a lot different than having unions in the movie business. It really is. It's a lot different. And if you haven't had unions, uh, like at this point, I don't think they're ever gonna have unions. I don't think they're ever gonna have unions in the music business. Um, do I think we gave away hip hop or hip hop's been given away? In a sense, but not maybe not in the sense that David Banner's talking about. I think it's been given away in the sense that it's been given away to the sense where it's been devalued. It doesn't have any value anymore. Like, why is a artwork and paintings usually valuable? They're usually valuable because there's limited editions, limited copies. There's more exclusivity. Everybody can't, some paintings there's only one copy. Some there might be 10, 20, 100 copies. But even 100 copies of something makes something very rare. There's nothing rare about music anymore. You talking about 60 to 100,000 songs being uploaded per day. You don't have to go searching for music. I mean, streaming's just throwing it on there for you. You could just go seep through it and see what you like and see what you don't like. I just know it's been devalued. It's been given away for free. There's no exclusivity to it. So in that sense, it has been given away. Because like he said, we went from the potential of making $9 per album, and that's for like independent artists. Like once the digital world started, you had this disc makers and CD Baby and things of that nature. You were able to make $9 per album for digital downloads, or you could actually sell physical copies. CD Baby was actually doing physical copies at first too. So you went from possibly making $9 an album independently to getting the fractions of a penny. And like David Banner said, the music business just got to a point where they started getting a penny, started getting pennies, and now you're talking about taking fractions of pennies. So, yeah, you probably gave it away in the sense that you gave it away free. It's not exclusive no more. It has no real value. It's been devalued. It's in a pool of oversaturation. And a lot of that oversaturation is not so good, not so great, and terrible music. And there's so much of it, no matter how good your music you think it is, it doesn't stand out. It doesn't stand out without marketing and promotions because it's in a pool of oversaturation, and you don't have it over here in an exclusive spot like Bandcamp when you could just exclusively advertise your people to go to Bandcamp, you know. So yeah, man. I mean, the music business in general, man, is devalued. It has no value no more, man. Every single song that y'all release through any digital distribution company, I can literally go on YouTube and listen to it for free right now. I can go listen to it for free right now. And even if it's the dopest song in the world, why would a lot of people run to go buy it when you've literally made it available for them to listen to it for free? And your whole catalog. Your whole catalog is on there for free. So yeah, I think there's some truth to what David Banner's saying. Streaming really has destroyed the music business. We've let technology dictate everything. Um, like, certain things just got famous. Like, think about it. We ain't let nothing last long in the music business. We didn't let cassettes last that long. We went from 8-track to cassettes to CDs to digital downloads to ringtones to streaming. And all these things only lasted, like, cassettes were only really probably popular like 70s, 80s. I mean, no, like late 70s, 80s, and then some of the 90s. Towards the late 90s, CDs started coming in. CDs got popular. CDs didn't last too long before digital downloads. That's the thing. We didn't give CDs no kind of shelf life. We didn't give CDs no kind of longevity in the music business. We went from 8-tracks to cassettes to CDs, and CDs didn't last long at all. We literally said, "Oh, hey, you know what? Everybody's doing streaming. We gotta do streaming." And which, when you think about it, if everybody's running the streaming, it leaves the CD market even open a lot more. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, because people are still buying CDs. You know how I know? Because people are still selling them at their shows. The Joyner Lucases, the Tech Nines of the world, they still selling CDs at the shows. They still printing up CDs. They still selling them. People are still buying them. So yeah, man, streaming is basically programmed and pretty much brainwashed people to thinking it's the only place that you can listen to music. It's like what did everybody do? Just throw away their CD players overnight? Everybody didn't just throw away these CD players overnight. I can tell you that much. People still had CD players. They just got programmed into the streaming shit. Um, Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez got stabbed recently, and actually before, I think he got stabbed like 14 times. He's supposedly recovering. But before we get into that, let's get into a quick Dizzle brand break. We just hit the 30-minute mark. We're gonna hit you with a quick break and we'll be right back.
That Dizzle ain't no joke, got me addicted, ain't no coke. watch it bubble up. I ain't gonna lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gonna have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
Yeah, that's right. Really meaning you could Dizzle too. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. So your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. Want to order your very own bottle or bottles? Go to dizzlebrand.com, click on our locations. I recommend Emilio's Beverage. Must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. All right, so Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez got stabbed recently in prison. Some people say it was related to some beef with some Latins or Hispanics in prison. I know a few days before the stabbing, they had announced that they had new evidence. They had a testimony that apparently was not presented in the trial, and they had ring audio to corroborate the story. And then a few days later he gets stabbed. So I know conspiracy theories are throwing on their hats. Um the timing is suspect. The timing is suspect. You know, they about to present information to try to overturn your conviction, and then 3 days later you get stabbed. They said 14 times. Don't know if that's true or not. They say he's okay. He's recovering. There's always been parts of this case that really were questionable. We know that the witness testimony from Meg Thee Stallion is not credible because she lied to Gayle King about not sleeping with Tory Lanez at first, and then, oh no, first she said, yeah, she lied, and then I guess she did later. So, like, if you're gonna lie on a interview, I mean, you're not a credible witness. I don't care what anybody says. Now, rumor is that allegedly she stepped on glass. Then I've heard that the other girl had shot the gun and 3 times, and then Tori went over there and tried to like kind of grab her arms, tell her to stop, and that's when the gun went off 2 more times. Now, if you listen to the audio in the ring, clearly there was 3 shots at first. Bam, bam, bam. Like they said, she shot 3 times in the air is what the testimony says. And then it says when Tory Lanez went over and grabbed her arms and kind of, you know, pulled her arms down, I guess the gun went off 2 more times, and you could clearly hear in the audio, bam, bam, the gun went off 2 more times. I think another part of the case that's really fishy to me is how do you get shot in both feet and there's no bullet fragments? There's no bullet fragments, and if there was, they're nowhere to be found. Um, I definitely think there's more to the story that we don't know about. I definitely think that Tory Lanez probably should get a pardon, even if he doesn't get freed. I think there's just too much with this case that's doesn't add up. It really doesn't add up, man. And to be a first time offender and to get that many years, that's crazy. I definitely never believed that he just pointed a gun at anybody's feet and shot him in both feet. I never believed that one bit. Maybe he shot to the ground and it ricocheted, but even like them saying, "Oh, girl shot 3 times in the air," and then he grabbed her arms and pulled her arms down, told her to stop, and the gun went off twice. I could see that happening. I could easily see that happening. And it, the fact that the I think is a congresswoman that's presenting the information to try to help Tory Lanez, that typically doesn't look good for your case. when a congresswoman or a congressman is ready to stake their name on the evidence. But I think they're supposed to release the evidence here soon if they haven't already. And maybe the evidence, maybe I guess they did release the evidence. To be honest with you, I think it was the statement and then the audio, which clearly corroborates 3 shots in the air and then 2 more to the ground. If that's how it went, you know, I do know this. I do know this. We're in a point in society where we got where you come to find out like the people that are playing the victims a lot of times are actually the villains. A lot of villains out here playing victims. So I've always felt like that Tory Lanez was not really the villain in this situation that Meg the Stallion was. You know, that's the thing. Women could cry anything. They could cry rape and they will automatically lock a man up, destroy his reputation, and you could come to find out he had nothing to do with it later. And it doesn't matter. The court of public opinion is already did judge, jury, and executioner. All right, let's try to wrap it up, speed it up some. P Diddy trial. Whew. A lot of crazy stuff going on with P Diddy trial. Kid Cudi just testified. Um, Young Thug called him a rat over Diddy testimony. That's the thing. Young Thug doesn't even know what a rat is. He doesn't even know what a snitch is. If somebody allegedly tries to blow up your car, which could have been possibly trying to blow up your car with you in it, and you testify in court against them, that ain't ratting. That's not ratting. That's not snitching. Y'all didn't do a crime together, So, yeah, y'all need to stop moving the goalpost and stop just trying to change the definition of every damn thing in society. But so let's dead that right now. Young Thug. That's why he removed the damn post because he knows he's an idiot. If somebody tries to kill you and you testify in court that they try to kill you or somebody try to blow up your car, that's not ratting. That's what any damn smart motherfucker would do. Unless you're going to get revenge yourself, you call the police and you let the police handle it. You let them do their job if somebody try to kill you. If you ain't trying to get revenge yourself, you ain't trying to retaliate yourself, you go and let the police do their job. But as far as the P. Diddy trial, I don't know what Kid Cudi said, like as far as proving that P. Diddy might have had something to do with blowing up his car. I don't know what that has to do with the sex trafficking charges. I could tell you that much. To me, that's the only incriminating thing that I've heard possibly come up in this trial. Because all the stuff that they naming with Cassie and whatnot, none of that seems incriminating to me. All it seems is basically you trying to lock this man up for being a freak. That's all I've heard so far. You trying to lock the dude up for being a freak, for having a girlfriend who was a freak, and they trying to make her look like she's just the victim when she's the female version of him because she was apparently booking the escorts herself and having her own little freak offs without Diddy, so she apparently got accustomed to enjoying the freak offs. And so there's that, you know. It wasn't like nobody put a gun to her head. Everybody trying to make her out to be the victim. No, she's just a female version of Diddy as far as I'm concerned. What they basically talked about isn't really incriminating because they haven't proved that there's sex trafficking going on from what I can see. All they proven is that they doing freaky shit with male escorts and female escorts in general and whoever else. But they haven't proved that any of these are like freak offs that are like the Diddy parties, like a bunch of people going to the Diddy parties and having freak offs. No, so far all they've proven is private freak offs, which how is that illegal? How is that incriminating? I don't know how they're gonna prove that Kid Cudi's car got blown up by Diddy without having any physical evidence of that. So I man, I'm a Diddy might get off on this case, to be honest with you. I don't see where they've proven any sex trafficking yet. I don't see where they've proven anything incriminating that, you know, warrants you filing RICO charges. Where's this big criminal enterprise of Diddy has this person helping them and this person helping them and this person? Y'all haven't proven that. Y'all haven't shown that. Um, you know, so all y'all really proven is that Diddy is he's a freaky motherfucker, man. He likes to do some very degenerate, freaky ass shit. That's all y'all really proven. And, as far as Young Thug calling Kid Cudi a rat over the testimony, I mean, yeah, unless I'm getting retaliating myself, yeah, I'm gonna call the police and like, yeah, I think this motherfucker blew up my car. Lock his ass up. Um, I saw this one thing that was interesting. 2 Chains was banned from smoking weed around Eminem. What was the first thing that came to mind when I thought of that? First thing that came to mind when I thought of that was no wonder Eminem's making trash albums. No wonder Eminem albums are no good, man. Maybe he needs to smoke a little bit of weed, drink a little bit of Dizzle or something. You ain't gotta drink a lot. Just drink a little bit. Uh, then go in and record some music. But I think sober Eminem is probably why, like Eminem, just his music isn't like that no more. I mean, this might sound crazy, but some of the greatest music was made on drugs. And I'm not talking about just weed. Some of the greatest music of all time was made on cocaine and heroin and whatever else. Shrooms, acid. I know Ray Charles made some of the greatest music of his life while he was on heroin. And I've always felt like drugs is a my body, my choice issue. I don't feel like the government should regulate you using drugs. If you choose to use drugs, that's on you. If you're willing to, you know, accept the risk of using drugs that you could possibly overdose, things of that nature, that's on you. Long as you ain't robbing somebody for drug money. And I think that's where the line typically gets drawn is, you know, when people get strung out, they start robbing people for drug money and stuff like that, you know. But we're talking about like famous rich musicians here. Like they don't really necessarily got to rob for drugs. They just go buy them, use them, and make a great song. I'm just saying, like some of the greatest music of all time was made on drugs. So I don't know how great all music would be in general and across the board if everybody was just making music sober. I couldn't imagine making music sober. I couldn't imagine. Like I need at least need to hit an L or a half a L or something, and get my brain just going way out there, deep thought. You know what I'm saying? But I think like Eminem not smoking and being sober. I think that's why his music is just not as good anymore. And I get it. He had a problem with drinking apparently and drugs. Apparently he overdosed or some shit like that. I could be wrong. But I just still don't think like sober Eminem makes a good album at all. Um Let me get to this last little topic and I'm about to call it a night. I saw this thing, it was on a couple websites. Africa Bambaataa loses child sex abuse and trafficking case due to default judgment. So what does that mean? That means he basically didn't reply to these charges, or it ain't charges, it was a lawsuit. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. There's no way you can accuse me of some stuff like this, and I'm not showing up and defending my name to the very last second. Like, there's no way I just sit there and say, you know what? I didn't do it anyways. Ain't no reason to reply. Nah, man. When people make allegations like this, you should want to clear your name. You should want to clear your name of any wrongdoing. The fact that you decided not to just reply, and I don't know, it just don't look good, man. It don't look good. It almost makes it seem like you did it. Like you did it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't care. You fuck it. I did it. I don't care. I just know I couldn't. Nah, I couldn't sit there and be like, nah, I don't got nothing to say on this one. Nah, hell no. Hell to the no, man. Like, stuff like this will just ruin you, ruin your image for life. If you didn't do it, you should definitely die on the sword. You should die on that sword that you didn't do it. And the fact that it just doesn't look good, man. That you just said, I'm not even gonna reply. Not even gonna reply. You just pretty much handed the lawsuit over. You didn't. It wasn't even. I don't know. It just doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good. And when I interviewed Q Unique, he said he was part of Zulu Nation, and he said, but that was a little bit of controversy around that. And when I asked him why it was controversial, it was because of the thing with Africa Bambaataa, which this right here doesn't. I don't think it makes him. I think if there's some people that thought he was innocent, probably think he's guilty now. And whether he's innocent or guilty, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. So, yeah, I mean, child sex abuse and trafficking, that's not good. That's not good. All right, well, we about to wrap it up. Hopefully, Skilla Baby, once again, he got shot several times in Detroit. Hopefully, he recovers well, and Tory Lanez as well. And interested to see where that case goes. Papoose and Remy, at this point, it's really just entertainment. It's like reality TV. You know what I'm saying? See what he has to say next. See what she has to say next. Um, so Clarissa Shields said on Breakfast Club, and if I'm not mistaken, Papoose might be managing her too. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And David Banner says streaming destroyed hip hop, and we gave hip hop away. Um, I mean, gave it away in the sense that you devalued it. It has no value no more. Um, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. My man John Dozier looked like he tuned in early. Appreciate that. And I will be going live on music reviews tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be doing music reviews. Make sure you submit to livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. MP3 only. Livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. MP3 only. And actually, let me pop it up right here. It's also, we got the comments over here. Actually, I don't know if I really like this overlay because the comments are so small you could barely see them. They're kind of like YouTube font size. But make sure you submit to live from Fayettenam at gmail.com. All right, we about to wrap it up, man. Tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, for live music reviews. And I might have an interview lined up this Sunday with a bare knuckle fighter. I'm about to get on there and see who's got some up and coming fights and who I would like to interview next and reach out to them. Like 10 times out of 10, they're going to reply with a yes. And my guy Wild Bill tuned in. Appreciate you, Wild Bill. Actually, go check out the interview I did with him. He will be fighting this coming up month in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to say it's June. Okay, June 6th. BKFC 75, Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can actually tune in and watch it on Amazon Prime. If you got Amazon Prime or Fubo Sports or the BKFC app, you could tune in and watch it on all those places as well. And like I said, don't forget, submit from livefromfayettenam@gmail.com. And we got a couple interviews coming up next month. And I'm working on some more interviews. And I'll probably start bringing old guests back on, like from last year as well. Just try to, you know, help keep their name relevant and just check in with them and just see what's going on, what's new and whatnot. But once again, appreciate y'all. And don't forget the audio version goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Peace, and I'm out.